Welcome to Intermediate Blending, a follow-up series to Beginning to Blend. I'm JoRaSe, your host for this series, just like the last. Now, let's delve in and begin. Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of Intermediate Blends. With me, JoRaSe. Now I know you're probably looking at the screen and wondering, what's going on? Why are the arms we built last week still on the screen? And why is there nothing new in the download link section below, in the description? The reason for that is we're moving on to a hand this time. We're going to be building on to the arm that we did before. And with that said, let's go ahead and go into our first arm model. Just move that over to the center and get into the right view. And looks like I don't have screencast keys on. There we go, now they're on. So we now want to do a hand to go along with this arm. And we're going to go in and to edit mode and grab everything. And we just want to clear out all the animation keyframes. Or should we just do that? Oh, that did it. Okay. So now we don't have to worry about it animating on us because we're not wanting that. At least not yet. Alright, so to do a hand, we're going to do a simple cylinder. We want it to have 10 vertices. And where it says cap fill type, take that from Ngon to nothing. Just pull it over and go ahead and hit the tab key. Now we want to scale it up on the z-axis, about like so, and we're not worried about the size of it just yet. We'll get there. We now want to add in, looking at the finger, one of mine, and on my finger I've got 2 joints on the finger proper and one down at the base where the finger joins into the hand. So we need at least 2 divisions, like so. And now we want to position them adequately. So this one I'm going to pull up a little bit. It might have been too far. I'll leave that there. This one, pull it up as well. And now we need to add in some more. Just like we did with the elbow on the arm. Since these are, since this edge loop is going to be a flexing edge loop, we need to make sure that it's got supports on the other sides. So everything will stay decent. And when I say decent, I'm meaning that we want it to be not deforming everything so horribly as it probably could. So here we have our basic finger. Let's see, let's add one down here at this end. Now let's go into wireframe, and we're going to just kind of scale it down to match a finger. So get down. Need to make sure we grab everything. And we need to have it bending on, or not bending, but flattening on the y-axis. The x-axis can take it, so we scale everything in on the y, like so. Bit bigger on the x, but that's okay. And now we want to rotate it 90 degrees on the z. So there we go. Now, back to scaling it all down. So we're just going to take the entire thing and move it in just slightly on every one of these edge loops. Like so. And that's going to be the basic shape of our finger. But of course this needs to be scaled in as well. So let's do that. Following the same method we did before. Only we're doing it on the x-axis this time and not the y. Again, grab the two flexors. And push them in a little bit, like so. Now, let's do the side that's away from this light as the back of the hand. So these can move that way. Now let's just finish out that top of the finger with an extrusion. And we're going to scale the entire thing in and extrude it again and scale it in again. And one more extrusion. Didn't mean to move it over, so we move it back, and now we want to merge at center. And just lift it up a little bit like so. Now we've got one finger. So let's go ahead and move it up like so. And we're going to duplicate it. And we're going to scale it up on the z-axis just a little bit. Okay, now for the thumb, we're going to duplicate the first finger, rotate it. Well, slightly ahead of myself there. Let's pull it over here because we need to edit it. First thing we need to do is lop this section off and scale this out. Well, actually, let's just delete it and extrude one down. Like so. Now the thumb is generally thicker, so we can make it thicker, and we'll move this up a little bit. And now we can rotate it. And put it into position. Move the entire thing over a bit so we can see it easier. There we go. Now it's just to connect everything. So, but before we do, we need to get the actual wrist laid out. And to do that, we're going to add in a circle. We want it to be 10 vertices. Pull it over. And now just kind of scale it out on the y-axis like so. And this is going to take a bit of adjusting, so don't be afraid to do it. There we go. Now let's get this first one set up about here. Actually, let's scale it in on the Y. That looks better. And now one more circle. This time we want 12. Bring this one over. Scale it out on the Y. There we go. Now, lift this up to about here. And we want to wipe this one out. And now we are ready to go. First things first is going to be these 4 on all digits. And we do want these as well. I messed up and grabbed the wrong 4 on that one. Now we take this one and extrude it down. And scale it in on the Y. Grab the entire thing and scale it in on the Y. It's about there. Grab here again, scale on the Y. And there we have our hand. Now we need to rotate the entire thing 90 degrees. And let's get it here. And move it into place with the arm from before. And now we need to scale it down to fit the arm. Which, if you have the origin at the center or at the base of the hand, the scaling goes a lot simple. It goes a lot easier than it would otherwise. Sort of get it lined up like so. Now these fingers are a bit long, so let's just adjust them in. Like so. Now to get these two together, we need to join them with Control and J once we have the two selected, making sure the active selection, which is the lighter orange outline, is the arm. Because if we have it set to the hand, it's going to move that origin point to the hand, and we don't want that. So now we can tab in, and it's just a matter of connecting these to these. And it looks like I need to add a couple on the arm, on the hand here. Every now and then it happens that you think you don't need to, and turns out you do. So we're just going to add one in here using the knife tool. And flip it over and use the knife tool again. Get it in place and hit enter. Oh, my mistake, I didn't click it. Start, move it, left click, and enter. So there we go. Now we've got our wrist, more or less. The arm needs to fit the wrist, though. So let's go into wireframe and select the entire arm. So now we just want to never mind. We're going to be merging starting from here. So select 2, Alt-M at center, and carry this all the way around. Alt-M at center, So there we go. We now have a hand. Let's add in a loop cut here. On each side. There we go. And now the rest of the arm needs to be adjusted. So select every other edge loop, not edge rings, edge loops. And scale it down on like so. And there we have a hand and arm. I think we're ready to animate. So to animate, we're gonna first grab everything and make sure we have points selected. And we want to insert a keyframe at frame 1. Now we're going to go to frame, we'll go to frame 25. And we're going to go into wireframes so we can just select the ones we want. At the elbow, kind of rotate it and lift it up. And go ahead and insert frame 50. We're going to rotate it again, but not using this. Rotate these a little bit. And actually this needs to be on frame 25, doesn't it? Yeah, we'll do it here at 25. So that's what it is, isn't it? Yeah, when I was scaling it, somehow that got messed up. These things happen. So now we want to make sure one's inserted there properly. Okay. Now to frame 50. Take the hand at the wrist. And we want it more or less straight up and down. Takes some finagling using this method, but you can get good results like so. So now let's insert a keyframe. go to frame 75. Grab the hand at the wrist, and we're gonna now make it wave on the Y. So we're gonna rotate it this way. And pull it back over to where it's in line again. And go ahead and pull it down some more. Get it in line once more. Now let's, that's not what I meant to do. I want to insert over there on that side. And now to frame 100. And we're going to grab all of them again, all these again. Now we want to rotate it all the way back up to where it is straight, and line it back up like so. Insert the keyframe there, and let's see what that looks like. That's all for this session of Polygonal Art with JoRaSe. If you enjoyed what you saw, how about giving this video a thumbs up? And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos from me. In the video description below, you'll find my Patreon link. Feel free to check it out. Now, on to the credits.